I'll start with a question for Wing, as a director. I imagine like when you're going through all these interviews, you're being seeped in conversations about the relationship between art and activism. How did that shape the kind of movie that you and Tad were going to make? Did you suddenly had conversations about, wait, should we be doing this differently based on what you're learning about Nobuko and her experiences?
Yeah, thanks. Suzanne.
Yeah.
I think we were really fortunate that Nobuko had written a memoir, and so actually you can buy it outside.
It's called Not Your Butterfly.
It's called Not Your Butterfly. And I always say in these screenings, like, this film is such a small slice of Nobuko's life, so if there are details you wanted to know, you can read it in the book. But for us, it was helpful to have that. And Tad had known Nobuko since he was a kid, so just a lot of connection and kind of understanding of your story there. And honestly, when we took the approach to kind of lead with the archives, so we wanted to make use of the archives Nobuko had saved and archives from fellow activists and photographers and at Visual Communications and from Corky Lee, and just the kind of wealth of archives in the activist community. We wanted to lead with that. So that formed our storytelling to kind of try to tell her story through interviews of her at the time it was happening, or just, you know, using older interviews in addition to what we were doing in the present day.
I mean, I like what you're saying about archives, but it's also musical archives, right? Like, this is a sonic archive. I love that line in there when someone was saying how these songs are a theory of the movement. And then like the scores, the music that's the archive of that theory. So Nobuko, I don't know if you could talk to us about some of the ways in which your music has been archived and saved. Is it accessible?
Yes, because Barbara Dane, who was a folk singer of the time and an activist, had a small record company called Paradon Records. She performed with us in a little club in Los Angeles and afterwards said, I want to record you guys. And we were very wary at first. It was like, you know, but it turned out if she had not recorded that music would have been lost forever. Just, you know, gone in the dust. So I'm very grateful, and Barbara Dane, who lived in the Bay Area, just passed away a few weeks ago. So, excuse me. So that was very fortunate that it is important, and that archive, that album was given to the Smithsonian Institution. So that is now part of the Smithsonian collection, which I think is really important, because then we're looked at in a very much broader way, part of America, you know, because we are part of America, even though some people still don't want to realize it.
Nobuko, you asked how you were telling me that there's a version that's on PBS that's a little bit different. There's some additional footage. You want to tell us? Both of you can share elements that are not here but are in the other version.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, for anyone who has friends or family who couldn't make it to this screening, they could catch our film on PBS SoCal. And yeah, I think with this film, you know, we were, I don't know how to say, we were just trying to figure out, you know, which parts of Nobuko's journey to cut, and there was a story in this cut that we didn't include that is in the PBS version, and maybe
I pleaded with you.
Nobuko can talk about it.
So, the first scene that you saw us on the Mike Douglas show, what happened before we shot that was the real story, because when we arrived at Philadelphia to shoot the film, and we were in the limousine with John Lennon and Yoko Ono, Chris and I were in the back seat saying, well, what are we going to sing, you know? And then we decided that we were going to sing We Are the Children. And then if we were going to sing more than one song, we were wondering, you know, what would we sing? But when we got in there, they rushed us in, they put us in those chairs, and they said, rehearse. So we rehearsed the song, and halfway through, just when we got to watching war movies with the next door neighbor, secretly rooting for the other side, the director came up and said, what other songs do you have to sing? And Chris and I looked at each other and said, how many songs do we get to sing? And they said, one. So he said, we're going to sing this one. And they said, well, some of the housewives in the Midwest might think it's subversive. And I'm thinking, they have Jerry Rubin and Bobby Seale of the Black Panthers on that show, and they're thinking that we're going to be subversive. And they kept pressuring and pressuring. And John Lennon came up, and he said, well, can't you just fudge the words a bit? And I'm going, oh my God. And then more pressure from the producers and everything, and finally I lost it. I felt red just rising, and I said, you put us in concentration camp, and you're saying we can't sing this song? And I started walking out. I thought, I'm going to walk to New York City. And the director came running up after me, and he said, no, it's okay. You can sing anything you want. So, I didn't think about it as deeply. What happened at that moment is that I was, through not really through myself, but through an energy that came through me. I was not just speaking for me. I was speaking for the 100 years of repression that has been put so that we don't have our song today, even. And that's what I was fighting for. And it just came out of me. And Chris even looked at me like, whoa, what happened? But it worked in our favor. And that's what we have to do sometimes. We have to lose it so they listen.
Let's open up to any questions from the audience. So shy today. Let's go here.
One second.
Oh, there's a microphone that's coming.
So before I ask my question, I just want to say that your story, both to Nobuko and also the director too, that just this documentary was so inspiring as a film major that also wants to get into activism but isn't super sure how. So with that, my question is what advice would you give to those of us who are artists but also want to use our voice and creativity as a form of activism and also cultural expression at the same time?
Yeah, I'm a little stunted right now, so sometimes I think I always have that moment that Nobuko had in the nightclub, right? Where you're like, oh my God, why am I doing this right now? There's a war going on, and we gotta take the streets. But for me, I just think of myself as a small part of a bigger wave, and sort of try to focus on doing the best that I could. So for me as a filmmaker, I think so much of the work is reminding us of what has been and how it connects to the present. And that's not all that needs to be done. I think people need to do a lot of things, not just make films, because films are only one part of it. We do need to take the streets. We need to move things, right? But I think that helps to kind of think of yourself as you're not alone. You're a part of something bigger, and a lot of people can be working toward it.
And I wonder sometimes why I'm still here to tell this story. And I think it's because I lived through that pivotal moment in the late 60s through the 70s when we had this awakening. We didn't have a film festival like this. We had nothing. And finally, Bob Nakamura and that small group of people started making films. And now, look what we have, how many films we have, how many film festivals we have today. But we need more. We have a lot of ignorance in this country. We need to educate people. We need to let them know that we're human, that we're creative, we're intelligent, we do a lot of different things, that we're not one thing at all. We're very diverse in ourselves. We're not just Asian Americans in a lump. And these stories are important because they create empathy and knowledge, and they lessen people's fear when they see people as human beings. Dehumanization is one of the big things, and what some of the leaders wanted to do was dehumanize us. This is films like this, film festivals like this, humanize our stories. This is what we need to do right now. And we need to have white people looking at these films as well.
Yeah, yes.
Do I need the microphone?
Okay.
One more.
Oh, so okay, we'll come to you next.
Yes, hi. The film and you are so inspirational. I have two questions. The first one you may or may not want to answer, but I'm just curious, how old are you? And then the second question is, what are you doing now?
Good questions. I don't mind saying that in a week, I'm going to be 85. But I had a good example because my mother-in-law, Mamie Kirkland, lived to be 111.
Wow.
Yes, and she was someone who really, because of my husband, learned her power late in life. She was an ordinary woman who had to flee Mississippi because her father was going to be lynched. And my husband, and we took her back to Mississippi when she was 107 years old and told her story. And so she was 111 years old and still was growing. You know, so it's never too late. If you have the energy and you have the health and you have the mind and you have the stories to share, do it. What was the second question?
What are you doing now?
That's a harder one. But I don't want to just come to these festivals and sit and say, oh, I did this. And believe me, I'm thinking about my next project. And it will build up upon what I've already done and what some of you will be participating at the end of our concert. We're going to build on that to bring people together and to share moments of joy and connectivity that we need to know in this country.
First of all, thank you so much for sharing so much of your story and just seeing so much of that activism, especially, I think for me, in my perspective, trying to get further into that, especially with as chaotic of a process it can be. It was very affirming to see just what that growth looks like, understanding those different pathways you take. So one of the questions I wanted to ask, especially because I think seeing so much solidarity and seeing those intercultural relationships in terms of how we show up for each other, with so much of that hate and division being used now as rhetoric, what advice would you provide to people as communities of color to really identify some of those similar experiences and continue that fight moving forward?
You know, in the beginning of the movement, there was so much more sort of camaraderie, and today a lot of political correctness actually stops us from stepping forward and doing what's natural. Being friends, being comrades, sharing each other's stories, and also getting involved with each other's projects. Yuri Kochiyama understood this very well. Why did she move to Harlem, you know, and raise 6 children there? She did that with her whole life. So that was an example for us to see. And then I lived in a Puerto Rican community, which we'll talk about when we do some music. So little things. It's little things that we do that we pick up from each other. We have to show, we have an amazing opportunity in this country because diversity truly is what makes us strong, which makes us wiser. I mean, it's true in biology and it's true in our social fabric. So let's show that. I think we have to show why it's beautiful to be together, and how it works. Even though our parents or grandparents don't understand it sometimes, you know, how we keep moving forward slowly and weaving our lives together and learning from each other, especially cultural learning. Cultural learning is really, really important.
A couple more questions.
Hi, I want to say it's so cool to see you here. I'm a singer and a cultural worker, and when I first heard A Grain of Sand, that was kind of like my introduction to cultural work, and I was like, wow, the messages here are so powerful. So yeah, it's just very cool to see you here, watch this, and to hear you sing later on. But I was wondering if you could speak a little bit more about like the songwriting process for that album. Like, were you sitting down with Chris and you were like, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about this, or was it kind of like, I don't know, just like about the process, I guess?
It was chaotic. First of all, we weren't just songwriters, we were activists. And it was true that I didn't know that Chris played music and he didn't know that I was a singer. And we just stumbled into this, but once we realized what we had, then we started trying to figure out how to really use it. But the main thing is that we had a message. We had a message that we want, you know. What was Aretha Franklin, when she said R-E-S-P-E-C-T, we were all dancing to it with our bodies, you know. I'm black and I'm proud. We were dancing to that with our bodies, you know. The power of music. Get up, stand up for your rights. These were our influences, and these were the musics that we were listening to in that era that was really trying to, in their own way, make a message to America. And it did reshape America. A lot of what young people were thinking and doing and dropping out, etc., and looking at the system differently because of the music they heard.
We have time for one more question. In the back.
Hi. Okay, so I really appreciate your response to the previous question when you said that political correctness is hindering the naturalness of connection, from what I'm understanding. And I think about love and how love is really foundational to these movements, and yet it kind of isn't really felt or talked about enough. And so I'm wondering, I want to hear what you think about love and where that is in these movements, or even in your life, how you see love.
Well, you know, some people have said, well, even my mother, well, why don't you sing some love songs? And I told her, I said, every song is about love. Every song was about love for our people. Every song was loving the idea that we could make change, even though we didn't have the word love in it. It wasn't romantic love. It was a different kind of love. Because there's plenty of people that have written songs, romantic love songs. That wasn't our thing. You know, it was more what Che Guevara was saying, that a real revolutionary is driven by love. And that's people's love. You know? So I do think love and joy and gentleness and interconnectedness is important for us to embrace right now. And always, that's always should be, what is the kind of world we want to live in? We always have to think of that. What is the kind of world we want to live in? And try to be that, and try to create situations that promote that kind of feeling. It's good to protest, we need to protest, but we also know, what kind of world do we really want to live in? What are the institutions and what are the organizations we need in that world to help show people what it could be like?
And if I could share something that I feel like I've learned from watching or thinking through your career so much is at the end, Nobuko says, you know, I have a gift and you've made mistakes. And I think like as an artist, it's a scary thing, right? People want to always do the perfect thing, do the perfect performance. And politically too, sometimes people are like, oh, I don't know what to say because I might say the wrong thing and then someone might judge me. But I think that's the creative spirit, is that you just try your best, you know, and sometimes that is better than saying the perfect thing or holding on to yourself and thinking until you could say the perfect thing, and just getting out there and doing it.
Right.
Thank you so much. We let's move on to our next attraction.
But I want to thank Win and Dad Nakamura for the patience and the love that they put into this film. Really, it wasn't easy to squeeze 84 years into 54 minutes. So don't go if you don't want to hear some music. And those of you who are here, come on down and get closer so we can see you. Okay.
And then you want to bring Derek down?
Derek Nakamoto, yes, this is Derek, my music producer.
And the composer of our score.
And the composer of the score of this film. Everybody, just breathe. Take a nice deep breath and let it go. Close your eyes. Relax. Just listen to this one sound. It's actually many sounds. Keep breathing deeply. To all relations, Mother Earth and Father Sky, to all relations, every nation, every tribe, every family, every stranger, every friend and every foe, every form and every creature, all relations. Comes from Lakota Nation. I went to a gathering of elders from many tribes in San Pedro, California. And before each leader spoke, they always said, "Mitakuyeoyasi," all my relations. I went home and this song came to me. It was later blessed by Wallace Black Elk. the circle of oneness. Our home. So, we're learning in this country. Everything is a lesson. And we're learning that we live in a very patriarchal society. We're also learning that these stereotypes that have been laid on us have been long there, reminding people who they think we are. And the other day, the other year, I saw the sign of Madame Butterfly, you know, the opera. And that opera was the beginning of the end for me. Well, that was the beginning of typing us into this image of woman, a Japanese woman. But I have a word for Mr. Puccini. I'm not your butterfly, I'm not your picture bride. I am a samurai woman who holds up the sky. I have unbowed my head, I have unbound my feet, I have endured the heat. I'm not afraid to leave. No, no, I am. I have crossed waters wide, I have climbed mountains high, I carried you inside my heart when I took a stride. I am your memory, stories of you and me, moment of breaking free, so you can be, you can be. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. I do not know my age, I am born every day, my spirit can't be gauged, I'm living to create. I am, I am, I am, I am. I'm a grandmother, I'm a barefoot gardener, a lover, a healer, I'm a memory keeper. I am a dancer, I am a freedom believer. I am a seeker, I am a cultural weaver. I am, I am, I am, I am. I'm not your butterfly, I'm not your picture bride. I am a samurai woman who holds up half the sky. I have unbowed my head, I have unbound my feet, I have endured the heat. I'm not afraid to leave. Ooh. Okay, now you're gonna have to do a little work. Okay? So, I am a woman who holds up half the sky. Who holds up half the sky. We are the women who hold up half the sky. We are the women who hold up half the sky now. We're only half, right? We need the other half to really make it right. So, brothers, you're going to do the second half. So after we finish, we're the women, you're going to say, You are the women who hold up at the sky. You are the women who hold up at the sky. You are the women who hold up at the sky. You are the women who hold up at the sky. Now we're gonna alternate. So the women are gonna sing first, and then you're gonna answer them, right? Let's try this. All right. I am a woman who holds up at the sky. You are the women who hold up at the sky. We are the women who hold up at the sky. You are the women who hold up at the sky. We are the women who hold up at the sky. You are the women who hold. Everybody together. We are the women. Oh, good. We got some singers in here. All right. I like that. Okay, so now we're talking about solidarity in this question. So I want to demonstrate a little bit how in 1972 I lived in this neighborhood and in New York City in the Upper West Side, and they were gentrifying the neighborhood and just tearing down these buildings or leaving them empty while they were waiting to gentrify. And so there were a lot of Latino people out of housing, and they started taking action and taking over some of these buildings. And we thought, maybe we can get an office or meeting place for Asians in this. So we went to El Comité, the group that was helping to take over the buildings. And we said, we need an office. Can you help us? And they said, oh, well, this place right here on the corner, it's got a bodega down the back block, and, subway over here. It's perfect. Just take it. So we did. And we were part of this neighborhood of Latinos. We Asian Americans, and we helped them when they were taking over buildings. We saw that in the film, right? And so Chris came back one day and he said, we need to write a song in Spanish. So here it is. This song was a victory cry for midnight makeovers for people who took over empty buildings for poor folks. They called us squatters. But aren't we mostly all squatters here? This song was a thank you to El Comité, who helped us find a gathering place in their territory where we could hear the echoes of their boleros and swim in the rivers of their struggles. This song came with the help of my roommate, Aida Guascut. Not only did she help me with my Spanish, she taught me to love Café Bustelo and cook arroz con pollo. This song was sung in Madison Square Garden for Puerto Rican Liberation Day. In our neighborhood coffee house, this song mingled with the sounds of poets and singers of Nueva Canción from Chile, Cuba, Guatemala. Their words flew like bullets, and music helped feed the fire of struggle in their homeland. For a moment in time, the will of the people reigned here. We crossed invisible borders, and we did what people couldn't imagine. And we learned the power of the song. The power of the song was in the struggle that it came from. La lengua de libertad, líricos de amor, canciones de la lucha, la música del pueblo. Oh, oh, oh. Yo para tu gente, tú para la mía. Yo para tu gente, tú para la mía. Now you live right near the border, right? You gotta speak some Spanish. Well, sing with me. Yo para tu gente, tú para la mía. Yo para tu gente, tú solidarity. You know, the thing is, we can do this. We can build solidarity. We can learn each other's language, whether it's in music, whatever it is, dance, whatever it is. We can learn each other's cultures. We can get the best of all worlds right here. Right here. So we have a little time. You want me to sing We the Children? So here it goes. It's that dangerous song. We are the children of the migrant worker. We are the offspring of the concentration camp. Sons and daughters of the railroad builder who leave their stamp on America. We are the children of the Chinese waiter, born and raised in the laundry rooms. We are the offspring of the Japanese gardener who leave their stamp on America. Ooh. Sing a song for ourselves. What have we got? Did I screw up?
No,
Okay.
something happened.
Okay. Isn't my fault?
I had a brain fart.
Oh, you had a brain. Okay. All right. Sing a song for ourselves, even if we forget it.
Yeah.
What have we got to lose? Hey, come on. Sing a song for ourselves. We've got the right to choose. We've got the right to choose. Foster children of the Pepsi generation. Cowboys and Indians ride, red man ride. We're watching war movies with the next door neighbor and secretly rooting for the other side. Ooh. Sing a song for ourselves. What have we got to lose? We've got to sing a song for ourselves. We've got the right to choose. We've got the right to choose. We've got the right to choose. We are the cousins of the freedom fighter. We've got brothers and sisters all around the world. We are a part of the third world people who will leave their stamp on America. Who will leave our stamp on America. Yes, we leave our stamp on America. Sing your song, sing it, sing your song, sing your song. We've got a song to sing. Sing your song, sing it, sing your song, sing your song. Even if we don't all get it right all the time, it's okay. So, okay, we've been singing. You've done great. You've participated. But now we're going to dance. I've been writing songs in this tradition in English because I was asked by my sensei to do that. And then I bumped into Quetzal Flores, who was in this film. And Quetzal showed me Fandango. And I saw that they also made a circle, the musicians made a circle around this platform. And I said, well, what if we put Fandango and Obon together? And that's what we did. And we've been doing this festival now for 10 years. And we're going to build on this. We're going to keep building on this. We're going to keep dancing in circles with more people. And I hope the next time I come here, we'll have a new dance for you. So anyway, I want to share this. Stand up. Right, Dutch? That's so easy. Right? Okay. The next one, you ready? So if we were in a circle, just imagine we're in a circle and you're going to go step 4 steps toward the center of the circle. Right, left, right, and you're going to flip your hands and back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward. 1, 2, 3. Flip your hands. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's 2 times. So 4 times. Go on like this. Okay, then we're going to go forward, flip, back, 2, 3, forward, 2, 3, flip, back, 2, 3. Now we're going to make a half moon with the hands. And we're going to step right, 2, 3, touch, left, 2, 3, touch, right, 2, 3, touch, left. Oh, so nice. Okay, very good. That's the 3rd section. 4th section. It's a little bit more complicated. So we're going to touch the earth. We're going to touch the earth. Touch the earth, clap your hands. Now going to the left, touch the earth, 2 claps. Then we're going to step 1, 2, and we're going to make a full moon. And if you can, turn around. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then right, left, clap, 2 claps. Back, 1, full moon, and turn, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That's it. Then we go back to this is the bird. The Guacamaya bird. This is the bird from Veracruz. It's a parrot that's disappeared. All right, that's who you are. Then we're going to come forward. Okay. You're going to make mistakes? Who cares? Let's do this. We got another film. Come on. Okay, let's do this. This is love. This is my love. So now hundreds and thousands of people do this dance now. All over California, Seattle, Portland. So it's spreading around. But we don't have any music for it?
Carrie.
It's scary?
Carrie.
Okay. You're Perry.
Circle, dance. One other.
Very good. To the right. And. Very good.
Bonjour.
All right. Forward. The arts are important. These films are important. Culture is important. Yes. It's an important part of changing this world that we need to change right now.
Yes.
Bless you for coming. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Everybody. Thank you so much.
Let's give it up again for Nobuko Miyamoto. But we can all go out and don't forget we have some CDs and books in the lobby.
Yes.